Today on the workbench I have a new project here. This is a Bachmann, one of their DCC sound locomotives. It's their sound value series, and we're going to take this decoder out of this locomotive and put in a Loksound V5. So let's jump right into it and we'll get this thing taken apart. We're going to upgrade the speaker, use a Decoder Buddy, and probably we're going to upgrade the LED and the headlight too. So first thing we'll do is unplug this thing, remove the wiring. So we'll get the locomotive out of the way, and we'll start taking this apart. And these are usually pretty simple to take apart. Should be a couple of screws, actually one screw right there in the center. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's right in here. And then that just clips in right there, so that's no big deal. And this, their sound value, this has a Soundtracks decoder in it. Pull that off. Let's see. I'm going to unplug that for right now. Set that off to the side. And I believe this is one of the newer ones. Haven't done one of the newer ones. I just want to kind of look at it here and see what we have. All right. So I'm going to end up pulling that speaker out, and I'll put a 28mm Soundtrack speaker in. Let's see. Yeah. So now I just need to get my parts out, and then we'll start putting things together here. Okay, so I've dug out my Decoder Buddy and decoder. What we're going to do, I'm going to mount this Decoder Buddy back here, right in the very back of the tender. And to do that, I'm going to modify these little posts a little bit. I'm just going to cut them down flush. And to do that, I've got a pair of flush cutting pliers. So that'll work out. I'll just hit that with a file there real quick, because that screw right there stands a little proud. So we'll be able to mount that right there with some double-sided tape. And that'll work out well. And I don't think I'm going to upgrade this speaker because that's a sound, it looks like a soundtrack speaker. It's 8 ohms and 1 watt. So, and that's what I was going to put in this. So there's no need to reinvent the wheel and put another speaker in. But I want to clean this weight off. A little bit of alcohol. That way I can put some double-sided tape on this. And I'll be able to put that right down on there. So let's get out some tape. And I'm just putting the tape on the back of the board. No big deal. That'll give us a piece in the that'll give us a piece in the back. And then I want to add one up here in the front. Well, not in the front, but basically in the middle. So that'll give us a couple of pieces of tape. Hold that down. And the reason I want to put that in the back is we've got this cutout back here. And that gives us more room. So, make sure that's down. Now the hardest part of the job, pulling the backing off of the tape. Let me see. Oh, and I wanted to mention again, I've started mentioning this in my new videos. YouTube has taken and they've started putting ads on my videos. I don't make any money off of these. Never have. So that's not me that's putting the ads up. So go ahead and just click through them because I don't get anything out of them. I don't know what they're advertising on there. More than likely I wouldn't support that product anyway. Unless it has something to do with trains. Yep, come on. Told you this was the hardest part of the job. All right. Let's see now. Let me think this through a minute. I probably should mount that off to one side. And the reason is because I have the power pack over here to put in. Well, I've got room up here. So there we've got our board mounted. The decoder will sit right in there. We'll go ahead now. We'll get everything heated up. And so we'll flux what we're going to use. Let's see, motor, track pickups. And then I've got the front light pad. This is for the power pack, and I don't need A1 or A2 or any of them. Because all we have is the front light. And if I remember correctly, this set of pads here will be for the resistor up front. But I want to check that just to make sure. Let's see. Nope. Let's see, which one is that? Yeah, what am I doing there that's wrong? Alright, I just wasn't hitting it right. So it is that first set of pins. This one right here. We'll put a resistor on that. Let me go ahead and we'll put a little flux on that, even though it's already got the solder there. So we are ready now. Almost ready now. Not sure what happened to my roll of solder, but somehow I've got it all kind of tangled. So we'll just do that, tear some pieces off, and use them. Alright. That's our positive for our power pack, that's our ground. Let's see, we have our speaker, there's a motor, there's a motor. Turn that a little bit. Track, forward positive, forward negative for the function, and then our other track pickup. Now we can take that we've got them soldered or tinned. I'll zoom in on that a little bit. I'm going to clean that off. So now what I'm going to do, let me unplug this. Pull that out. I'm going to pull the speaker wires off of this board. So they have these labeled as speaker positive and negative, so I'll keep them that way. Run over here. We'll go ahead and cut this down a little bit. Well, it really doesn't matter. So there's one speaker wire. Now, get our second one. So there's our speaker back together. We'll pull these track pickup wires off of here. So let's see. Let me make sure I've got, so that's picking up. Okay. I'm going to run over to here. That'll give us that. Thought I had it. There it is. Now, I'll cut the black one off. And that one I need to extend. Well, no I don't. I'll run it up here to the front track pickup. I won't need to use that one. Let me clean that off. And it doesn't matter where that goes on the board. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter which track pickup it goes to. Let's say that. For the left side. Because you've got a left track pickup here and a left track pickup here. So that's what I mean to say. Okay, so now we have track pickups. Get rid of some garbage. Put that back in there. Now we will reuse the board. I'm just looking at that just to see what we have. That sits in there. Because now we have to take this plug and hook it into this. So, let me plug this back in. All right. I think we have way more wire than what we need on here, because we've got 4 6 pins. Usually these two on the side are track pickups. So, saying that, hopefully they went by the color code. And if they did that, I'll be able to use red, and black, which I've got 2 black wires. Oh, that's handy. Three black wires, 2 reds, 2 greens. Actually, there's 3 reds, 3 blacks, 3 greens, and 3 orange. Well, that's handy as all get out. So, now what we got to do, we're going to have to trace these down, figure out what we have, and I'm betting that there's, let's see, 3 of them that aren't used. So what I want to look for first, and I am going to cut these off long because I don't need that. Okay. I'm going to take a guess, and we'll check this with the meter. When I'm going to use this black, I'm going to say that it'll be a track pickup. Let's just strip a little bit of that off. And get the meter out. And I'm going to hold that on there and then go in here into the pins. Yep, bottom one. Okay, so that is a track pickup. Now, to verify which one that is, we'll go back to the locomotive. And so that black should be the fireman's side. So let's do this. We're going to plug. I don't need to have that out there. Okay, we've got our board plugged in. We've got our meter out. I think it's a fireman's side track pickup. I am wrong. It's the engineer's side. Alright, good thing I checked that. So that is the engineer's side pickup. So, if we have this together, that is going to hook up over here. Hate to leave a lot of wire. That. There's that. And there's that. Okay, so now I want to find the fireman's side. Well, let's go with the green right beside of it. I know that makes no sense, but we'll check it. Nope. Alright, so we've eliminated that one. Let's go with this red. See what that does. My leads keep falling to the floor. It's not that red. Here, we'll try this yellow or orange or whatever color this is. Okay, so it's not that one. Oh, goodness gracious. And I bet, yeah, I can't. So we've got those ones out of the way. Well, we might as well just keep going on down the line, I guess. We'll zoom out again. Let me try this black wire. Nope. How about this black wire? Just wanted to put them in something to hold them so I know what I've tested and what I haven't. So it's not that one. Well, at least we're going to have them all stripped. That way we'll be able to figure them out easier. Well, maybe not easier, but we won't have to strip all of them anymore. Try this last red one. There we go. Alright, that's the fireman's side, so it will go right in here. Hooked over to this black one. I think Bachmann has always done that. I don't know why they do it. Doesn't really matter why they do it, but they just do it. Guess because they can. Now, did I just hook that? I think I just hooked that to the wrong one. Okay. So that should be the track pickups. Okay, we're good on our track pickups. Now I've got wires crossing wires. Let's get that out of there. Okay, so far. There's our wiring so far. Still kind of looks like a mess, but that's the way that goes. Let's see now. What do we want to do? I need to find the headlight. So let me unplug that. Now for the headlight, I'm going to get out my smart tweezers. And what I'll do is just kind of stick these in the pins. Okay, so the two on this side are my headlight, and this outside one is the negative. Yes. Oh, no, wait a minute. Yeah. The outside one is the negative. So, outside is negative. So we'll plug that in, back in. It'll be this first pin. Put that back in there. So we'll dig out the meter again. We're going to go from the first pin to, and now my meter's shutting off. So we'll put that in there. And I'm not sure if I'm making a good connection or not. So I think it is this black one. Yep. So that black one will go to the negative. Okay, so there's that. Now, the next one over is a positive. Wonder what the chances of it being one of these red ones. Let's go with this one. Yep. Okay, so there's the light. Now, we have the motor left. I'm going to wonder if it's these other two red and black wires. So I'm going to plug this in. We'll plug that in. I'll get out a 9-volt battery. And that's not it. Unless this battery's dead. Well, first, let's do this. Instead of just randomly touching things. We'll get our meter back out, put that in there. So that one has got to be one of these that I don't have stripped yet. Two greens and a yellow that I don't have stripped. Okay. So that yellow. So there's that one. Now I'm going to find the other one and then I'll do the battery test on it. That way, well, it doesn't really matter which is positive and negative because I can change them. So there's that one. Now all I have is one more. So, break out the meter again. So, it looks like it's this green one. Yep. So the rest of those wires aren't needed. Okay. Yeah, the rest of those are not needed. So I am going to get rid of them. Get that out of there again. I'll just pull the whole plug out, or not the whole plug out, but I'll pull the little wire out. So we've got the wind is really blowing here today. You might be able to hear some stuff falling on the roof. What have I got here now? When I do this way, that way I don't have to worry about anything shorting against those wires. Or the blank space that I've left. But boy, that would make it nice for expansion. If you needed to add, say, like a smoke generator, or you get plenty of things to do it with. Plenty of contacts, wires, whatever. So it looks like I've got two more. And this is one of them. And then that black one. All right. So now we've got all of our, let's see, we'll zoom in here. We have all of our wiring done. We can put our board back together. Put that in there. We'll get all those down in. All right. So before I put the power pack in, put it all back together, we'll test it. I always use a cheapy 21 pin decoder to test things with. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back here, and I did test it. So, two things. I did have sound. It moved. Now the light didn't work, and the reason the light didn't work is because I forgot to put the resistor in, so there was no connection to the light. Which was probably a good thing because I didn't put the resistor in. I'd have blown the light. And then the other thing is I've got the motor leads backward on this. So I always have a 50-50 shot at getting them right. And well, I got it wrong. So let me come on. I'm going to leave that one off for a second because I want to solder this resistor on, and I'm afraid I've got that kind of short. And I at least wanted to have one of them on so I wouldn't have to remember what's what. Okay, now let me go ahead and make sure I've got a little bit of flux in there, and I do have, this is a 750 ohm resistor. So I've got it set on there, and I've shown you how to do this before, so I'm going to turn this off and bring my magnifier in. Well, let's see, I wonder if I could let's see. Nah, I was going to try to do that to where you could see it, but that won't work. Alright, we've come back, changed out the motor leads, got the resistor in for the front headlight, and it is an LED headlight, so I'm not going to have to change it out, which that's good because these things can be a pain to get apart. So now all we've got left to put in is our power pack. And how do I want to put the power pack? Let's see, let me, I'm going to unhook this or unplug that. So we have I believe I can take and put it right here on this little shelf. Yeah, that'll work. Now the way I'll have to do this, once I get this mounted down, is the red and the black will go to the Decoder Buddy over here for the positive and the ground, and then the white wire will go on pin, well, I don't want to tell you wrong, so I'm not going to say. I'll have to look it up and then I'll tell you what it is. But I want to get this, I want to mount this on here, kind of like that, if I can. All these other wires in the way here. one orange one that's long, or just a touch short, I mean. So what I'd really like is if, because there's not much there to fasten that down with. I wanted to use double-sided tape on that, but I'm not going to have a lot there. I want to put it like that. This is where it'd be nice if ESU made it a different size power pack. I may have to, let me cut a piece of, what do I have here? Nope, that's not the same size. Might be able to take a piece of styrene, put it across there, and then that will give me enough surface. Let me cut that down. We'll see what that'll do. Okay. Clean that off a little bit. That way I can get some double-sided tape in there. That'll hold my wires in place also. So we've made us a little shelf, and we've got it pressed down in. So now I have lots of room for my Keep Alive. And we'll kind of clean that off, clean that off. We'll get us another piece of double-sided tape, and we'll do the hard part first while it's on the roll. Okay. So now we are good to go with our wiring. Some of that junk out of the way. So there's our positive. Get our negative here. Okay. Now the only wire we've got left is our white wire for the charge to be turned on and off. And I'll have to look that one up. I'll be back. Alright. So now we're going to hook up our last wire. And to do that, with this version of the Decoder Buddy, it doesn't have the soldering pad for the white wire. The newer versions of the board do. But you can take and use the white wire onto pin 1 right up here. So I mean it's no problem to solder it on there. So let's cut our wire. We'll strip that and tin it. A little more than that. Just a little solder there. And I am going to take and put just a touch of flux here on the board. And what's going to be the easiest way for me to get to this? I guess it'll be this way. I'll have to kind of reach around, move some things here. Help if I'd keep my finger off of the soldering iron. While I'm doing that, let me put just a touch of solder on that to make it a little easier. There we go. I want to look at that just to make sure I didn't bridge anything over. Now we're good. All right. And now I'm just double checking to make sure that I did put that on the right pin. Pin 1. Yep. Okay. And you can find all that on Nick's website from Nick's Trains. So right there, we are done, other than putting the decoder on. And I'm waiting for that to come in the mail right now. I don't have any. So that'll be, well, that's all we really need for that, and we'll wrap it up. All right, for right now, we're complete. All right, we've got this up on the test track. We've got it all completed. Got our ESU Loksound V5 in it. And now we're going to start it up, and we'll go through some of the sounds and just take a listen to it. So there's our whistle. And there's our bell. Let's see, I'll turn the light on, but I didn't hear the dynamo come on. Let's see. Maybe it's because I don't have it started up yet. All right. Okay, there, I turned the headlight off. You can kind of hear the dynamo there. It's real faint, but it is there. Let's see. We'll go through some of the sounds. Of course, we've already done the bell and the whistle. F3. Of course, that's our coupler. F4 is coast mode. So let's see, let's get this running. And, well, actually, let me go through some of these other sounds before we start going through the ones with it running. I don't think the independent brake has a sound. Nope. We can hit our blower. Turn that off. F12 is dims the lights. So I'll show you that when I roll it around. F14 is the air pump. So let's hit that. Kind of hear that there. Let's see. F15 is air pump slow, so F16. It's an injector. Yeah, you can hear it there. F17 is automatic brake release. F18 is an ash dump. And then F19 is a blowdown. And then F20 is a safety. For some reason in this program it has an air horn with it, so we'll hit that. That's what every steam engine needs. F22 is rods. Of course, that can only be heard when we're running. Let's see. F23 is an oil headlight with no dynamo, so we don't need that. F24 is a stoker. F25 is a oil burner blower. So you hear that kick in. F26 is a water fill. Okay. F27 dumping. And we have F28 as a sanding valve. And then F29 is curve squeal, and that can probably only be heard when it's running. Yep. F30, disable brake squeal. F31 is a sound fader. So that's basically all of our sounds. Let's start it up here. And And the chuff is off just a little bit, but that can be changed with programming. So now a couple of these sounds while we're moving. F4, that's the coast. Basically that just shuts the chuff off. And then, of course, F8 mutes it. F9, that simulates a heavy load. You can hear the chuff intensity increase. So we just shut that off. Well, let's see. Let me pull this around here where you can see the headlight. And we'll show our dimmer. That was F12. So there you can see that dim and then brighten up again. And then, yeah. Of course, I've got an NCE system here, and it won't do functions 29 and 30, so we can't do our curve squeal. But anyway, that is our program that we've installed from the ESU site. I'm looking here to see if, okay, so it looks like the number for this, the number for this program is S0814. That's the article number. So, alright. And it does give you some different horns and bells. You can change the brake squeals, dynamo, air pumps, reversers. Yeah, there's quite a few things. It does have, I do think this locomotive has a good sound to it. So, alright, we're done with this project, and thanks for watching.